In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to organize your data so that you can put it into Excel. Initially, get it ready for the sampling method, and then once you've got your sampling done, put it into Excel. Okay, so you'll have your data that'll look like this. It's a good idea, first of all, to take a copy of that so that if you make a mistake, you don't have to ask for me to re-email you that data. Okay, so I've got a second copy of it here. Now you'll want a tab or a sheet for each of the two categories you're going to sort your data into. So this data is the data we've been looking at, which is the achievement data based on different, say, genders of the school, the size of the school, or the decile of the school. So I'm just going to go for the single sex. This is co-educational again. So I've got a new sheet here. I'm going to rename this one single sex. And I'm going to rename this one here the co-educational as well. Okay, so because I'm doing NCA level 1 and I'm doing co-educational versus single sex, I'm going to delete all the other columns in my copy there. So all I'm going to be left with is the level 1 and the co-educational. So my data looks like this. Now in this tab, I'm going to sort it so that I've got just the co-educational data. I'm going to select up here where it says gender, and I'm going to select all, copy this into here. It's a good idea to make your life a little bit easier later on, not to post it in A1, but to post it in B1, because then it will give you space over here to create an individual ID for each of these. So what I've done here is in column 1, I've put number, and then I've also gone through and then put 1, 2, 3. If you select 1, 2, 3, click the green box in the bottom right-hand corner, and then drag that down to the bottom, it'll number all of those individually like that. Now it is a good idea to format this as a table again. So select all, and you want to make sure that when you do that, you're clicked up the top row here somewhere, because if you do it from there, it won't select to the bottom. So Control A, and then format as table. Yours might be in like a 3 dots somewhere, but it'll be somewhere within the home function. It has a heading, so set it like this. Now I've got the data as I want it, Maddie Campbell, before I go through and do the sampling method. Okay, so that's for the co-educational. You do the same for the single sex. Go up here, change this so it's single sex, so you only see the single sex data. Once again, got the top, select gender, Control A, copy. I've selected it up here. I selected the gender box or the level 1 box, so when I copied it, it copies across those headings as well. And then paste that here into the single sex. Once again, pasting it into B1. So I've got space over here to put the numbers in for in column A. Once again, select up here, Control A, format as a table. And now I've got all the single sex data numbered in one cell with no other data, and I've got all the co-educational data in one sheet numbered with no other data. Now this data, this sheet here and this sheet here, is ready for me to go through and take a random sample of, using whichever method you've chosen, either the simple random or the systematic. Now, I'm not going to show you how to go through and do those sampling methods, because you should already know how to do those methods. But an easy way to go through and select those methods, easy way to go through and make sure that you have highlighted the data and then you only have those numbers that are in that sample, is to use the color tool. So in here, just color it in a particular color. I'm going to color the first 30. Right? Obviously, this is a method that you cannot use, but I'm going to use it in this circumstance here for ease for this video. Once I've gone through and I've selected my 30 for my sample and I've colored them, you can then go through here and click filter by color, and it'll only show you your colored 30. Now what you need to do is create a fifth sheet. This is your fifth and final sheet, okay? And so I'm going to rename this one final. I'm going to take the color data. Now I don't need the IDs anymore, so I don't need this first column anymore. So you can just select this data here, copy it, and paste it in. I'm going to do the same thing with the other sheets. I will have already gone through, and for the single sex data, I will have gone through and taken a sample of 30. So I'm going to do the same thing here, color these in. In here, filter by colors, make sure I've only got the 30 that I want. I don't need to include the heading row now, so I only need to select the data. I don't need the headings. Paste this in here. You are done and ready to copy this data over into NZ Grapher when you have two columns, A and B, one with your groups and one with your numerical value, and you have 61 rows. One row with your headings in it, so gender and level 1 in this case, 30 rows with your first 30 with your 30 data points for one of your groups, obviously your sample, and then another 30 with your other. So 30 for each makes 60, plus the one for your headings makes 61. So you're done when you've got 2 columns, 61 rows. Then you're going to select all and copy this data over into NZ Grapher. Okay, so that was when you are done, ready to move on into NZ Graph, and there is a separate video for you to help you with how to get the right graph from NZ Graph.